As the end of the year approaches, a lot of people will look back and reflect on everything that happened. And a lot of shows and websites will put together top 10 lists of the top 10 funniest things, the top 10 best things, the top 10 weirdest things that have happened throughout the year. And PolitiFact, the internet's all-knowing fact checker, which is tasked with suppressing facts when people post them on Facebook if they reflect poorly on the Democrat Party, has announced what they call their annual biggest lie of the year. Was it how the media insisted that Donald Trump was the reincarnation of Hitler and he was holding Nazi reenactment rallies? Was it how the mainstream media conspired to cover up old Joe's rapidly declining mental capacity and tried to gaslight the American people into thinking that he was just fine? No, because the fact checkers are part of the fake news industrial complex. PolitiFact declared that the biggest lie of the year was Donald Trump and J.D. Vance's claims about Haitians having certain bizarre dietary habits. That's the biggest lie of the entire year, according to the all-knowing fact checker PolitiFact. In reality, the biggest lie of the year goes to the mainstream media, gaslighting the American people for as long as they could until the Emperor Has No Clothes moment during the presidential debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden, when it became more than obvious to everyone that the gig was up. Remember how for years, just leading up until that fateful evening, they claimed that this man was sharp as a tack, has a photographic memory, and is brilliant beyond words.
Anyway.
I shouldn't be laughing. This is sad.
I don't want to. Well, maybe choose my words. I was just thanking, anyway. I just, look, I mean.
This particular compilation goes on for literally 5 more minutes, but I'll spare you any more embarrassment because we are all familiar with old Joe. And who could forget after that big Hollywood fundraiser organized by George Clooney and all of his celebrity friends where Joe Biden got lost on stage and froze and had to be literally led off by Barack Obama. And then the media claimed that we were spreading deceptively edited clips, cheap fakes. It wasn't a deep fake, it was a cheap fake.
Now, Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre and others are calling these cheap fakes. But what it is truly deceitful behavior that is not rooted in truth. Peter, the fact that this is what Trump is going with, right? We've got months to go before the election, and he's making up and distorting things about the current president to win over voters.
Notice they only showed a brief segment of the clip because they are such liars. If they showed the actual clip in its full context, they would be toast. I mean, if these people aren't the biggest liars of the year, then who is?
This version of Biden is the best Biden ever.
She knows so long as she was 9.
In fact, I think he's better than he's ever been.
President Biden has a photographic memory. His understanding and mastery of a complicated geopolitical situation, remarkable.
He is sharp, intensely probing, and detail-oriented and focused.
Jackie, are you here? Where's Jackie? I didn't think she was going to be here.
I was sitting, 2 feet from him across the table, and he was, intense.
Have trouble walking sometimes? Yeah, so did FDR. He wanted GD war.
But he's totally focused. He's very sharp.
They say he's sharp in meetings and so on.
Very lucid, very well informed. Biden is stately, and he comes with gravitas. There hasn't been, as far as I know, a single claim that Biden made a mistake.
He's never made a single mistake in his life. He's the second coming of Jesus. Every day, every week, every month, we're bombarded with a tsunami of fake news. And it seems like forever ago that this happened.
Making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the with the COVID. With dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump?
Well, he's right. He did beat Medicare. He beat it to death, and he's destroying Medicare because all of these people are coming in. They're putting them on Medicare. They're putting them on Social Security. They're going to destroy Social Security.
Then in his first press conference a few days later, hoping to convince the Democrat Party and the American people that everything was just A-OK, he mentioned that he chose Donald Trump as his vice presidential running mate.
I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president, but I think she was not qualified to be president.
Okay. They were so desperate to try to cover up the truth that NBC News actually published this article. Republicans float a quiet conspiracy theory that Biden won't be on the ballot. The mostly unfounded chatter includes talk that Democrats secretly want to replace him with former First Lady Michelle Obama or California Governor Gavin Newsom. They later admit that was the plan, and they were hoping for an open primary because the Democrats didn't think that Kamala Harris had what it takes. They know that she was a DEI hire, and that's why when Joe Biden dropped out, when his staff posted that initial letter on social media, it did not endorse Kamala Harris, which was very, very odd because that is the vice president's job, to pick up the torch and continue to run the race if something happens to the president. It was only 20 minutes later that there was another tweet that Joe Biden's staff, another faction of them who also had access to his Twitter account, posted saying, oh, by the way, Kamala Harris has my full support and endorsement. This from the New York Times 3 days after the election. Nancy Pelosi laments Biden's late exit and lack of an open primary. Even Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez admitted the obvious that there certainly wasn't a consensus in the Democrat Party and that there were two different factions because many of them didn't want Kamala Harris on the ticket. So as usual, the conspiracy theorists were right, which is why you should order your Conspiracy Theorists Are Right shirt from my online store, markdice.com, or click the link in the description below. But as the Biden-Harris administration comes to an end, I think we all owe old Joe a big thank you for inadvertently throwing a wrench into the Democrat Party and causing an irreparable damage, and for calling us all garbage as an October surprise, which then led to this hilarious publicity stunt by Donald Trump giving a press conference from a garbage truck that then CNN interrupted their regularly scheduled programming to cover. And thank you to Kamala Harris, too, for being perhaps the worst Democrat nominee in the history of the party. And a big thank you to you, the viewers and the subscribers, for watching and putting up with me. Sometimes when I'm editing the videos, I can't help but think that maybe I am a little bit immature, but I can't help it. You try watching hours of CNN and MSNBC every week and see how you respond. And a special thanks to everybody who supports my work by buying my books or my t-shirts, my merch, or sponsors me through locals. I couldn't do it without you. Sadly, it is too late to order anything from the newly redesigned markdice.com and get it in time for Christmas, but I'll leave the promo code SLACKER up for another few days, which will save you 20% off of anything. If you want to go there and stock up on some things for next year or some late Christmas gifts. The store's been redesigned. I have a new distributor that's fantastic. And so there's a whole section up there for drinkware, women's shirts. Most of the designs are available in mugs. You can also get some pint glasses as well. So head on over to markdice.com or click the link in the description below. Order your Liberal Tears mug, your Trump Fight, Fight, Fight shirt, Christ is King, Classic Liberalism, Find a Cure, An Appeal to Heaven, A War is a Racket, Conspiracy Theorists Are Right shirt, or any of my awesome design. All available in a t-shirt, long sleeve, and a hoodie, and a whole bunch of different colors as well. And like I said, save 20% off for the next couple days with the promo code SLACKER at the checkout. So head on over to markdice.com or click the link in the description below and check them out.